Staying with that story, car dealerships have had a tough time navigating the high interest rate environment that's dampened the consumers' purchasing power. Price-conscious consumers are holding back on buying new cars as they consider the high repayments they will have to make monthly. For more on how the industry is dealing with the tough economic times and how they are preparing from their trip down to lower interest rates road, possibly in the second half of the year, we're joined by our business reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo. Ntokozo, are consumers really holding on to their new purchasing decisions, waiting for a drop in the rates?
Evening, Golani. Well, that seems to be the trend on the back of those rising interest rates. And I suppose it is ironic to be at the Audi Center because I am one of those consumers that are holding on to the cars that we do have. And that's on the back of those interest rates, rising cost of living, as well as just how much it takes to fuel up on a monthly basis. But to talk us through how that's affected the dealership market is Nkosi Mpanzi, who is the chair for the National Automobile Dealers Association. Thank you so much for talking to us. Beautiful cars all around us. And I'm sure, the consumers watching at home are eating their hearts out. But the effects of interest rates have had an impact on dealers across the country. Talk us through what that has been like navigating that environment over the last 2 years or so.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. It's great to be on your program. As the automotive sector, we face serious challenges when it comes to the consumer confidence and also with the economic challenges that we faced post-COVID. We haven't really recovered from the numbers that we used to do pre-COVID. And the last 2 years or 3 years or so, automotive industry has been very resilient, as always. And we know that this sector is one of the sectors that are quite strong and resilient when it comes to economic challenges. However, last year we've seen a significant drop in the number of vehicles that we push out locally, better when it comes to export. But in South Africa, we've seen a huge drop, whereby we've seen a five consecutive decline month on month compared to the previous year. So it has been extremely challenging.
And how is the industry navigating around that? Because we heard now Governor Lesetja Kganyago announcing another hold on those interest rate hikes. But that retrieve, while expected any time between May and July to start seeing those decreases, it will still take some time for consumers to come back around. So how is the industry planning around that?
Yeah. Look, I think you're 100% spot on. I mean, you've seen the consumer confidence. It fell by 17 points in the fourth quarter of 2023, which is the lowest quarter ever in 23 or 24 years or so. And as an industry, we've tried to come up with sort of incentives from a manufacturer point of view to assist the clients or consumers, to assist the dealers to be able to navigate during these difficult times. And I think that the backup that we get from the OEMs as well as the banks have helped us to navigate during this tough time. So we've noted as the automotive sector, as NADA, the unchange in repo rate, and it comes as a huge relief for the industry because we all know that consumers are struggling at the moment. As a business, we are struggling as well as a moment to keep up with the interest rate. I mean, the vehicles that you see on the floor, we have to pay a floor plan interest on them. So the repo rate, it does affect the car dealership. So how we're navigating around it is to come up with better schemes for our clients when it comes to finances, thanks to the banks that have come to the party to assist dealers to navigate during these difficult times. So to keep the interest rate unchanged is a huge relief for the industry. It's also showing us that we're heading in the right direction in terms of stabilizing the economy in order for us to try and grow it to the 1% that is being forecasted. So this is much, though it's not a decrease, but just to keep the interest rate unchanged, it is a relief.
And now, because as you alluded, you are the chair of NADA, but you are a businessman yourself. Talk us through then some of the steps that you've taken if someone does buy a car with you that just takes away some of that cost that does come with car ownership.
Look, as I've said earlier, the banks have really come to the party to assist us as dealerships, and also from the OEM, which is a manufacturer point of view, with the rebates in order for us to assist to Ntokozo to trade in a vehicle, and then we put more money on your trade-in to be able to get out of that vehicle, and also try and keep your installment as low as possible, because we are feeling the pinch. What we've also noticed as an industry is the buy down trend, whereby people are starting to buy vehicles that are lesser expensive than new vehicles, or the premium brand, as we call it, into a pre-owned segment. So the new car market have really been under pressure, and as dealers, we've tried to come up with all these incentives to be able to assist the clients to get into the new vehicle, and also to keep the new vehicle market going, because we can't just sit and fold our hands. So yeah, there's a lot that we've done as dealerships, as a businessman myself, to try and really keep the doors open, because it's not only to sell cars, it is also to keep the business going in order for us not to have another job losses and job cuts. So we're trying everything we can to keep the positive spirit within the business, and also to look after the consumers like never before.
Ntokozo, thank you so much for talking to us. And of course, Polane, that is the chair at NADA, that's the National Automobile Dealers Association, just talking us through some of the strategies that the industry is working on to not only ensure that they stay in business, keep those jobs, but also keep the industry going and consumers buying those new vehicles. It's back to you in studio.